What is going on? It is your boy Moses, and I'm back with the Galaxy Watch Active. Now, if you watched my unboxing and first impressions, I did roll with the black version, which is a really nice color. But here in front of me, I do have the silver one, which is gonna make a little bit more noise and maybe stand out just a little bit more. And as you guys can see, you do have that silver rim around the face. Now, as far as how comfortable the watch feels, I mean, honestly, as soon as I slapped the watch on my wrist, right out of the box, I felt how comfortable it is. It is super light. I think it weighs about 25 grams. Just the actual, 25 grams without the actual strap. But I mean, really, what can the actual strap weigh? So it is very, very comfortable. It's very light. I used it on my day-to-day basis. I also used it to go to sleep for testing purposes, and it was just comfortable. Sometimes, honestly, coming from the Apple Watch, 44 millimeter, sometimes I would forget that I even had a watch on. That's how light it felt. All right, so I kind of want to dive in to the actual watch, just a little bit of how it performs and how it works. So when the watch is sort of like in sleeping mode, all you do is pretty much tap to wake up, double tap, and the watch will wake up. Now, if I swipe right, I have my activity monitor. Now, this is gonna go ahead and track my activity. It's gonna track my workouts. It's gonna track my moves hourly, and also gives me a diagram here at the bottom of the whole week of how active I've been through the whole week. Now, if I wanna go ahead and back out, all I do is pretty much hit that top button on the side, and it'll back me out to where I was at. So next I have sort of like my most recent or my most used apps that I use on a daily basis. Now again, you can go ahead and change this to whatever fits best for you. Now, as far as the phone call feature, you're not gonna, let's say, completely make the phone call 100% from the watch. It sort of just starts it off for you. So just to give you an example, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this number, make a phone call. Now it's telling me to check my phone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just finish everything off, or the phone call, from my phone, not from the actual watch, which at the beginning it was a little bit of a letdown, but again, it is what it is. I'm so used to it with my Apple Watch, but it is what it is. At the beginning, like I said, it was a little bit of a letdown and was bummed out about it. So you also have the messaging app. If I click on this person, I can go ahead and send a message, voice to text, test 1 2 3. There it is. Hit send, and now it's gonna go ahead and send it to that person. Now, one thing to note: sometimes it would not send. Had a little bit of complications with this. Sometimes that person wouldn't get the text message, or sometimes I wouldn't receive the text message. And that's because it could be a couple of reasons. It could have been because of network issues, or I don't know. But again, network issues is a strong possibility, just for the simple fact that where I work, network's a little bit off in that area. All right, so this is where the whole fitness tracking starts kicking in. Now, we have a couple options here. You have the running, cycling, swimming, and walking. Personal for me, I don't really do the swimming. I don't really do the cycling. I do the running and the walking. That's my main thing. My main thing is pretty much weight training and cardio, which is I try to do 3 miles a day, or even 4 miles, minimum 2 miles. So I tried it with the running, and one of the things that I really liked about it is the fact that when you're running and say you're out of breath and you stop to kind of catch your breath or whatever, it's going to go ahead and track that you're not doing that type of movement. So it auto stops the tracking, which was really nice to see that it has that feature, which is awesome. It works. I like the fact that if I'm stopping to catch my breath, or I'm kind of doing an uphill, very intensity, and I stop, it's going to go ahead and stop for me and not track and record that. So that was awesome. I like the fact that it tracked it well. Now, I also tried it in the treadmill, and I kind of wanted to compare information as far as what my watch was giving me and what the treadmill was giving me. And it was a little bit off, not by a lot, but it was a little bit off. I don't know how accurate. I don't know if the treadmill was off and I don't know if the watch was off, but just kind of wanted to report that I did see it was a little bit off, but for the most part, the whole tracking while using the running feature on the watch, it worked well. I like the fact that it also monitored my heart rate, and I just love the fact that I'm able to track that and see that information on the actual watch when I'm running. Now the next one is stress. Now this is gonna go ahead and measure your stress depending on how stressed you are. Obviously, if you're super stressed out, your bars are gonna be all the way towards the right hand side, which is gonna be in the red. You don't wanna be in the red. But the good thing is that this is gonna go ahead and track it for you. And if you click on it, it's gonna go ahead and give you all the information that you need, obviously for the week, and give you, sort of like a compared level of like last week towards like this week, and just kind of tell you where you're at as far as your stress levels. You can also set it up to where it notifies you to kind of just, take a couple breathing exercises. Now you can sort of calm down and relieve a little bit of stress by some breathing exercises. They also have the heart rate monitor. If you click on it, it's going to go ahead and obviously the same thing, give you sort of like a little diagram with some very useful information of, the week and dates of, what's the highest that you've been. I think right here it says 216 and the lowest would be like 61. So that's another really cool feature. You also got the weather, about 64 in my area right now. And again, you could sort of rearrange these to however or fix the order that you want them in as well. I got the calendar. I have nothing set up in there yet. Now, another really cool use one that I found useful was at the gym. I mean, I have the option to either keep pulling out my phone and switching tracks and whatnot. But with the watch, I was able to do everything through my watch, whether it be play, pause, track forward and backward, and also adjust my volume to low or high, which was another really cool useful feature that I found on the watch. You can also track your caffeine intake. I didn't do that because I only drink about 2 cups. It'll be one like about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the other one will be about 8 o'clock in the morning, just to kind of boost me up to get through my day. This one is sort of like all in one. You got your heart rate, you got your calories burned, and your steps through your day, which is another one to have. I just found it to be really useful to have on one of my widgets. I also got the alarm. I can go ahead and set it up real quick in order for me to wake up to go to work the next day. Now there's also a couple other ones that you're able to sort of add here to the front end. You have calories burned. Again, it's going to give you a full access to how many calories you've burned through the day. You also got weight management. Now this is going to go ahead and let you sort of manage your weight and set up goals to kind of track. In order for you to accomplish that actual goal, you can go ahead and sort of manage it through this app right here. And again, you can also go to, I think it's called Samsung Health, and view everything that's, what is it called? Samsung Health. And here, obviously, it's going to give you sort of same sort of tracking numbers that you're gonna find on the actual watch as well. And again, another cool thing that you could do with the Watch Active is pretty much track your sleep as well. I mean, that wasn't so big for me as far as for it to track my sleep. I have shitty ass sleep anyway. I work too much, and nonetheless, I'm always an earlier bird. I've never been the type of guy that sleeps in all day or whatever. I'm always just up real early and got to get things done and get this day started. So as far as sleep, I'm always gonna have shitty sleep. Now you also have a couple other ones. There's a weight management one. You also got challenges. Now challenges is gonna pretty much allow you to kind of, you and a group of friends, challenge each other to see who does the most steps or burns the more calories throughout the day. And you also got another one which is called weight management. Now what that's gonna help you do is pretty much you're gonna set a goal, and that's going to help you kind of manage your calories and allow you to achieve goals and dropping down weight. So another feature that stood out to me with this watch is the fact that it's able to track your blood pressure. And Let me tell you guys, the whole experience on this was a complete frustration. Now, I tested this out with an app called My BP Lab, and you're gonna have to go through a complete setup within the app, questions, and the whole calibration. Again, it took me about 2 hours to finally set up and get everything up and going. And honestly, I don't see a lot of people having the patience or the time to kind of have to go through this in order for it to kind of even get a blood pressure reading. But even at that, you're gonna have to wear the watch about 2 fingers above your wrist and have it super tight. And even at that, sometimes you're gonna have to try it more than one time in order for you to get a reading. Talking about that as well, it was off. The first reading, it gave me 120/90. That's the watch. And I tried it out with an OG blood pressure machine, and that gave me 120/72. Second reading, 134/95. That's with the watch. With the blood pressure machine, it gave me 121/72. That could be a couple things. It could be that it still needed calibration, but again, it is a little bit off. I don't think it's that 100% accurate. And again, that's just going to be kind of like a downside for some of you guys. And I just kind of wanted to give you guys my opinion and give you guys a side-by-side reading on both devices. Now, as far as notifications to the watch, if you swipe right, that's where all your notifications are going to be at. And it's also going to notify you via sort of like a orange, sort of yellowish light, letting you know that you have notifications. Battery life was also really good. I was actually able to go through a whole day, and I think sort of like half a day on the second day with battery life. So I have no complaints with their battery life at all. So all in all, if you're looking for something that's gonna kind of help you track, whether it be your sleep, whether it be your daily goals as far as being active, whether it be the gym life, whether it be cardio, whether it be weights, that sort of stuff, I think that you probably won't be disappointed. But there are some things that I was a little bit kind of disappointed about. But I mean, it's for $200, I wouldn't say is perfect, but for some things, it is going to get the job done. So that's it for this one. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. All the links down in the video descriptions. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that if you do have a Samsung Galaxy S10, S10e, or even the S10 Plus, you are going to be able to sort of throw this on top of the S10 and get a quick charge out of it. But then again, I don't think that it's that convenient or that comfortable to kind of charge it up that way. But I guess if you're out and about, it will get the job done. Catch you guys in the next one. Later.